Hi, welcome. In this video, again, I'm here with Pearl, and Pearl's here for a 2-week board and train. And here what I'm doing is I'm advancing the socialization exercise with Polly as in a helper role. Now here with Pearl, again, just explain kind of the framework for this exercise and what the focus needs to be on in terms of advocating correctly to build bridges properly through having Pearl accept, Polly and interact with her properly. Is the focus is on me fading into the relationship picture through the method. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be paying close attention to Pearl, to her state of mind, how she's investing. Okay, when I talk about investing, it's understanding when a dog is gaining control in the relationship, then a look just isn't a look. Okay, they're seeking fulfillment. Okay, through gaining control. And this is where, again, Pearl has gone up into the kind of a tipping point level and even wanting to bite other dogs, okay? Getting kind of a, getting overly, overly empowered. And again, that is a normal path that a dog will take based on the fact of how they see the human in the relationship, okay? How everything is lining up. Again, there's depth to the relationship. Dogs are social relational animals. And so here, what I'm going to be doing here is, in a minute, I'll be letting Polly out. Polly's in a crate. Okay, she's controlled just out of camera view. Because again, this is an exercise. Okay, so this is about making sure that everything is in control. Okay, as I begin to affect change. And again, this is all about a sequence. And again, the last video, you will have seen Polly in the crate, me circling around the crate with Pearl. And now, this is starting to advance. Okay, so now Polly's going to be, I'm going to let her go here in a moment, go free, and have her kind of interact and kind of just be a dog, so to speak, in around Pearl. But what I'm focusing in on is Pearl's state of mind. So I'm going to be asserting influence over Pearl certain ways through just specific interaction with her. So, for example, when Polly first comes out, to get me to fade in, so that I make sure that Pearl isn't going to start to have kind of gaze and stinking thinking, okay, want to gain control and express that on Polly. Again, this is why the muzzle, okay, it's still on Pearl. I'm still using the pressure collar, give me a little bit of better leverage, okay, in terms of communicating, okay, with Pearl. But the muzzle, okay, needs to stay on, because again, when you start to line this back up again, understand that, that what will happen is that the dog has gained a lot of fulfillment through, expressing a state of mind towards other dogs, other people. Is especially when you start to advocate this way in the sense of things that are changing, they actually become more desperate. Okay, you'll see a kind of a desperation state. And it'd be like a teenager kind of kicking a hole in the door, when they get upset because, the parents start to express more boundaries on them. Because again, you're in process. Okay, this is no different. So here you want to make sure you're having certain protocols in place until I have enough information. Okay, and that comes to application of the method, what it reveals to specific information with how I'm advocating. That information, okay, will allow me to know that now I can take the muzzle off. But when you start this exercise this way, you want to make sure you have the muzzle on so that, I don't want to end up being kind of blindsided and with a biting situation. Not that that's going to happen, but if you're, doing training this way, you always want to keep it safe at first, okay? You want to make sure that truly that, she's not going to kind of lash out and get desperate. And then next thing you know, you have a bad situation where you have to take a trip to the vet because the dog is injured, okay? So, but here's the thing, the information, as I do this, you'll see the stress loads come off of Pearl. She starts to relax where when you know that you can start to take the muzzle off, when she's almost in like, I don't even really care state. I don't care. Polly's, doing her thing. I'm just laying here. But, so when Polly first comes out, okay, I'm going to start to put Pearl, okay, an expectation on her to go into a down position. Okay, so I'm going to be moving from sit to down. You'll see me kind of nudging the leash a little bit to make sure she's not fixating on Polly. So what I'm doing is I'm basically staying ahead of the curve of her mind, already knowing that she has control issues. So I need to make sure I'm being proactive, okay? In making sure I'm advocating correctly, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm communicating with her, moments of influence to interrupt states that are potentially leading to expressing control, okay? So again, just about being consistent in the method. And here I'm just relaxed, you know, but again, I'm gonna be focused. And so I let Polly out here. I'll be doing this for a few minutes, let her float around a little bit. But again, I'm gonna be focused entirely on Pearl, okay? There's times I may, you know, encourage Polly to come closer or whatever, but you never want to do anything to ramp things up too high. So for example, if you're doing this exercise, you never want to put the dog in a position of failure, okay? So you always want a successful outcome because this is progressive, you know, it kind of builds on itself. So this is all about understanding the limits, okay? So when you have a dog in a helper role, you kind of want to keep it very controlled at first. You don't want anything that's going to push beyond what's reasonable, okay? So, you know, even though you may have a balanced dog, if you do something that, you know, would be considered unreasonable, you can expect a certain reaction, okay? But understanding you're dealing with a dog that has control issues, okay, you're going to have more and more of that potential for, you know, a dog going into a challenged state. You don't want that. So I'm going to let Polly out. I'll be talking through this exercise as I'm doing it, but this gives you kind of a good glimpse into kind of the sequence, okay, the next kind of step in the process of socialization, especially with a dog that has gained fulfillment through other dogs. He's got kind of, you know, nasty, so to speak, okay? And so you want to definitely build bridges this way. So I'm going to just kind of move over here and let Polly out and move back to where I was at. And let her kind of come out. Now as soon as she comes out right away, you want to sniff at Pearl. You got to put Pearl into a down. Because again, when the dog comes out, you have to be kind of you have to be kind of on it right away because the first few seconds is going to be down. It's going to be your, and so I'm going to advocate more going into a down position, down. So I'm going to advocate more of putting a dog that needs help into a down position, okay? Bring them into a down position at first. It helps with their state of mind, but not just leaving them in the down. You know, advocate tapping a little bit like I'm doing. Basically what I'm saying to Pearl is, hey, I got this, you need to calm down. And what you'll see on her, because again, understand that control represents stress in the relationship, okay, is you'll see right now, see her legs shaking a little bit. Just tapping, see I'm just tapping a little bit. I'm saying, hey, you know, okay, Polly's around here a little bit, she's floating around, take it easy, you know. So I'm taking control, okay, which isn't a bad thing, okay, it's all about how you're doing this. This is about right relationship. So now they're touching noses here. I'm tapping a little bit as Pearl touch, you know, as they make contact, right? You know, I nudge the leash a little bit to say, hey, through me, okay? I'm in control. I'm allowing you to meet Polly here. Polly's wanting to meet you and say hi or whatever. But, you know, I'm making sure that I'm advocating that, okay? I'm fading in. You know, I'm the pivot point. You know, it's very important to do that. After a while, and Polly's just, you know, she's just floating around. She's just checking stuff out here. She's comfortable. She basically don't care. I mean, in a way, because she's, you know, she knows I'm in control. That's why she's so trusting in coming over, saying, well, you know what, they don't feel anything bad happen to me. You know, I can come over and, you know, check things out here, you know, regardless, you know, which is what you want to a certain limit. You don't want things. So even right here, so I'll tap a little. So I see, you know, Pearl like investing a little bit. And see this, she's shaking a little bit here. I'm just doing this because this gives her comfort. Okay, but by me nudging and advocating, say, hey, I'm in control, you can relax, it starts to take stress off her. Okay, this is like a de-stressing exercise done properly. Okay, don't pet. Okay, so don't start petting on the dog and going on because that represents its context. Once the dog has control, that represents weakness. Okay, based on where the relationship is at. Okay, what's been established. So don't be the temptation to say, oh, she's doing great, I'm going to pet all over her. Don't do that, because that's going to ramp things up. This is about consistent in emphasizing leadership, okay? It's an intervention. So this is about what's reasonable, her coming into agreement with what's reasonable, and so I have to be consistent in that. Oh, I have to be consistent in that. So, Polly, come here. I don't want to jump up here. Same thing, tapping at least at the same time. So she's coming over. Hey, stop. Rubber bone here a little bit. I want that. Same thing, I'm just tapping pearl hairs a little bit. Polly's moving around. Polly, where you at? Polly. What are you doing? Down. And bring the pearl back into it down. It's important here about control. This comes up on her own. Okay, you want to make sure that you know that you're calling the shot, so to speak. Okay, so it doesn't mean that she came up into a sit that I'm just going to immediately just force her back down. I'm going to advocate, of interacting in a very specific way to make sure that I'm fading in. Okay, she knows the intent. Pearl knows the intent of what I'm doing here as I'm doing it. Okay, so the big thing is her accepting it. Just relaxing. So all I want from her is just I want to see a state of relaxation. Polly, yeah. Move back here a little bit. So she's kind of going behind. Polly. So say this is all the exercise is just beginning to just kind of lay the foundation here so that Pearl is just relaxing. Even though another dog is around, okay, is to advocate this way. So, in a situation like you're watching television, hanging out, and if you have a dog that, again, has gotten to a level where they're starting to have dog fights, the dog is having you're starting to have a wrong way of thinking, okay, starting to become empowered, express control on another animal, another dog. It could even be a cat, okay? Cats will go into hiding when they sense that the dog's gaining control. They get more and more fearful, and they'll kind of preempt it by starting to stay away. When you start taking control like this, you'll see the cats start to make reappear and get more relaxed, because that's how nature works. They sense that hey, everything's okay, Dale's in control, I can come out, I'm not going to get I'm not going to get attacked, and that's what you want. So even right here, I'm just kind of tapping a little bit. Pearl's looking over towards Polly a little bit, I'm just tapping. Now this doesn't mean that she absolutely can't look at her, but I'm going to be more kind of consistent in interrupting a little bit. Okay, so after a bit, I'm not going to be so much so, because there's again information that I get. I'm looking at how much the stress, how relaxed she's getting, okay, all those different things. So when I see the stress levels coming off of her, Polly, just trying to encourage Polly to stay more up front here a little bit. When I start to see the stress levels coming off of her, then again the muzzle can start coming off. I won't have to, interrupt those states as much or take so much control over her. But this is just like the beginning stages. Well, not quite the beginning stages. We're well on our way. This is part of the sequence, okay? But this is the next level. Okay, starting to work towards that, getting things to look like a normal type of picture where, I can be relaxed, I can have both dogs out, and not have any sort of apprehension, okay, about bad things happening. But you have to kind of work towards this, okay? You have to kind of do this for a little bit. Could take a couple of weeks, just to be consistent in this. Just advocate having control this way, and then start to release the dog from this level of control. But it's not just control, it's about change. So I'm not just bringing her under control. Control intersects the method. So I'm controlling, but also through the method, through what the method's advocating through interactions and how I'm using the leash. That's creating change. So those states of interruption through influence, how influence is manifested through the method, okay, that's creating change. So the issue of control, Polly, the issue of control is again just a temporary thing. Okay. So anyway, this gives you a good glimpse in. Going along really, really well. This is all I want. I just want, through this, kind of exercise, I just want Pearl to calm down, relax, and take it easy. Polly, come. Polly, come. And Polly does a great job as a little helper. And by the way, you can pet. Okay. Once a dog is in, once you create a level of relational change with your dog, okay, it's all context. Okay, understand that petting has different meaning depending on where you're at in the relationship. Okay, so it's all understanding where you're at, what your goals are, advocating, and then again everything follows the right order. And then you can start to enjoy your dog more. But, you know, if you have a relationship problem, you have to basically focusing on fixing